Hey, happy Sunday to you all. I am working this 2020 Kurt Busch #1 Monster All-Star race car, and I have obviously painted and decaled the car. I've got 3 coats of clear sealer on this, and I am getting ready to apply the tester's dull coat finish to it, and then I will reassemble the car. And so I'm doing it this way just because I want to get this thing completely with the dull finish, make it a little bit easier for me to do that, because the this piece, like the back window and the side back rear windows here, I want to stay gloss, and same with the windshield and this right side window, keep that gloss, and that way it'll be just a little bit easier. Maybe I'll have a little bit less of the dull coat applied on the windows on that, and then I can reassemble the car and get it all hooked up with the light, the LED that I want to put in here as well. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And these are my little ties to tie that in. So yeah, working that. As you may notice, I have redesigned and kind of changed my setup a little bit. Let me back up and I'll show you what I've got, and then I'll show you what I'm going to be working on. So last couple days I've been cleaning and rearranging some things, and this is my backdrop now. So I have changed pretty much everything here with moving my paints up north. So I've got my paints up there and then my other shelf up there, but I basically took the paints off of the table, put them on that shelf there, and then put some decorations of sorts on this backdrop. So I've got this awesome Matt Kenseth Dollar General helmet here, thanks to fossil fuel. I've got my Michael McDowell cards back here that I got when we were down there at his shop years ago. Of course, I've got my little garage that Billy Ray built for me, and I'll get into that in just a minute. I've got some notes and thank you cards in the back from some of you that have sent cards to me. I've got my Doug Mount Customs designer track that's kind of also there underneath everything, the backdrop. And I've got this little green envelope here is my my Evan Designs LED stuff. And then I've got a couple little cars here, and let me show you my cars. So a couple cars that are important to me. Of course, I got the Kyle Busch M&M meets M Toyota Camry from Fossil Fuel. I've got that in the garage underneath here. As you can see, it's down in here. And then I have a Ford Mustang convertible that I made, similar to the car that I actually owned back in the day. I tried to paint it and detail it as if it was my car. And so yeah, so this is my little memorial, because I got rid of it, I don't know, what was it, a number of years ago, let's say 7-8 years ago. But anyways, painted it and detailed it as if it was like the car I owned. So that was fun. And yeah, so I've got that kind of as a memento. And then I've got the 2006 DeWalt die-cast right there, and it's actually signed by Tony Stewart. And what I like about that, I may have told you that story before, long time ago. but he came to Quantico area one time because he was sponsored by Office Depot, and I got in line, had him sign that Matt Kenseth 2006 DeWalt car, because he wrecked Matt in the 2006 Daytona 500, and yeah, that was interesting. So so I had him sign it, reminded him of that little story. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember," and so that was cute. And then I have my let's see what else I have here. I have my card that my brother sent me years and years ago when he bought me a Bible. And he says, "Hey, Doug, spend a little time in this book daily. Happy New Year. God bless." So, yeah, my brother bought me a Bible when he was in the Navy, and sent me the Bible and that note on this little piece of packaging kind of tape, and I've kept it ever since as a little reminder of his kindness that he shared with me way back when. All right, so yeah, so underneath it all, I have a DeWalt Racing little flag, and so I don't really have the space to display the flag because it's kind of a big flag, and so I just kind of draped it over the table underneath everything, and so that's kind of be my backdrop underneath, where I'm working on these cars. So, so yeah, complete redesign of the set, so to say. All right, yeah. So I've got. I'm still waiting from decals from Pato, but so I've got a couple cars prepped for when they arrive. And I'm going to be building another. I've got a number of trucks to do for a handful of people that requested them. So I've got another truck that I'll be tearing apart here. I'm going to make another one of these Brad Keselowski championship cars, like the one I made for William, and do that. And then I've got Isaac needs some cars done, so I've got his 4 here. A couple of them are ones where he sent me the decals. So actually on this one here, it's a Wally Dallenbach Thunderbird, and he wants me to add some decals to this car just as it is. So there's a little cleanup to do, but I've got that. And so that'll be, I think, a Keystone Beer car. And then he has this car, which is another Thunderbird, I think a 92 Thunderbird. And he wants me to make this into a Bill Elliott Budweiser car. And so he's actually sent me the decals because Pato doesn't sell them. And I'm going to do my best with that number 11 Budweiser. So that should be fun. And then, well, yeah, so then I've got this Supra to make a Ty Gibbs Monster number 54 that he would like. And then I have this 2009 Kyle Busch Transformers COT that I need to make. So, and he sent me a donor car for that. So I want to show you this. Some of the struggles with this particular donor car. So what we have here is actually a high quality Toyota Camry COT. Okay, it's a hood open. If I can get it open, yeah. So it's a hood open. Very nicely detailed inside, and it's got the real rubber tires, and it's already detailed underneath. And these are nice. I mean, the end product is very nice. I mean, the beginning product is nice. The end product is nice too. But some of the challenges with this, right? So obviously you've got to disassemble the hood and everything. Which isn't overly difficult. But some of the problems that you run into is these pieces here, these side windows are super tight. The tolerance around these side windows is really tight, especially along the bottom edge here. So whenever you take this apart and you put it back together again, once it's painted, inevitably you're going to chip the paint. And so you have a little bit of touch up to do. And as much as you do it, it never looks, perfect. So anyways, that's just a challenge with some of these really high quality COTs. The other one, which is really the biggest one, is the spoiler. So this is not a trunk open, but the spoiler is plastic, and it's glued in place. It's got these little plastic pieces here that are that have like a little pin in them, and they go into these holes. And I think I've showed this to you guys before, but trying to get these off without breaking that plastic pin with the glue that's in them is nearly impossible. So it's very hard to do that. So let's just take this apart a little bit, and we'll see how this goes. Sometimes those screws are really hard to get off, but yeah. And then, so on the front here, they have this, so on the back, right, the screw is readily available and accessible. But on the front, they have this like a little plastic piece for whatever reason. This is like, what does this say? Like Motorsports or whatever. Motorsports Authentics. But they have this little plastic cover here that can sometimes be a real pain to get off without breaking it, right? Okay, so this side, so normally what happens is there's two little, again, pins that push this into place, but they only glue one side. So it looks, I can see a little residue of glue, and I think this side's glued and this side's not, because this is lifting up easy. See that? See, that lifts up, but the other side is glued in. So let's see if I can pop this off without too much damage. Over the years, that glue kind of gets real brittle, but so does the plastic. So it's kind of a impossible thing to get it to pop off and with the pins intact. But I don't know. Sometimes I don't even put this little plastic piece back on, because it's just, what's the purpose, right? I mean, you're covering up the screw, but you don't cover this one up, so what's the big deal? I don't know. So let me... This is not really coming up very nicely. There it is. Yeah. See that? See, it's got this one long pin there, and it has it also on the other side, but that's what's glued in place. So now you can get access to the screw. Oh yeah, and these sometimes are a real pain. They're really in there. So this is how I do it, right? Without going too crazy. There's these like little ridges in my pliers. See that? And they fit nicely on this thing, so I can kind of get a good grip there. And then we just get that baby in there, apply some pressure, and it eventually turns. Yeah, it's coming now. Somebody was thinking, with this ridged edge here on these pliers, or on this screwdriver, Pretty cool. No real detailed work needed on this. Sometimes I'll paint this area black, kind of the flat black here, but everything else is pretty much already detailed. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use that. We'll see. But yeah, so taking this apart, you got to drill out these little rivets here. Got to be super careful. This plastic is brittle. You know, this is an old piece, so you got to be careful working with these old cars. But then you can see here, right in there, there's the tip of that plastic thing, tip of that plastic piece there of this rear spoiler. And yeah, it's in there solid. Trying to get that off without breaking that is, again, nearly impossible. So we'll give that a go and see what I can do. But yeah, that'll be tough. That'll be tough. So all right, guys, let me know what you think of my new setup and my new kind of platform here of everything that I've got. Again, trying a little redesign. Appreciate all of you guys that have sent me letters and items. It's really a blessing. So wanted to recognize you guys and thank you for those things. So I will keep working this Kurt Busch car, and we will talk to you guys in the next video. All right? God bless. Take care.